Right.
All right, so we're on Facebook Live. We're in the studio, and we got Chord Overstreet here.
What's going on Facebook?
Now everybody knows you as being the guy from Glee, being Sam Troutymouth.
So I've been told.
Now, obviously, we're gonna talk about the music thing here in a sec. But I have a question. Okay, so and we have Gleeks here in the studio. These guys have followed Glee. This is my question though. Was Troutymouth actually written in the script, or was that totally like an ad lib that fell into the script?
No, so one of our writer-creators, I just put that into one of the scripts, and then they constantly just kind of teased at it, and I didn't even think about any of this before I was ever on the show. But the first episode I was in, they mentioned that they thought that anyways, long story short, it became a scripted thing that became a kind of an ongoing joke that. Because I was just he knew that I hated it, so he just kept putting it in the show, and I was like,
I know Chord doesn't like this, so let's give him another episode where we talk about Troutymouth.
And then they wrote a song about it in the show, so yeah, it was great.
and it went on to be a hit. Everybody's talking about it, so yeah, it was meant to be. Okay, so now, not a whole lot. Well, I mean, some people may know that your dad was a country music singer, a songwriter.
Yeah.
Your brother, and I never realized this. Your brother was in Hot Shell Rag.
Yeah,
and those guys have actually been through here.
Yeah,
which is cool. So Nash is your brother.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's music in the family. So you didn't kind of just stumble into this. There's been music in the family.
Yeah, no, my dad he's been writing music since I've existed, but he moved to Nashville at 18 and started writing country songs, and wrote all of Randy Travis's stuff, and When You Say Nothing at All for Keith Whitley, Alison Krauss, and then Boys Don't Cut It, and then he's been doing it for
forever,
40 plus years. So yeah, so I grew up around it, and I just kind of always did music, and then kind of was an easy transition from going from actually just writing and singing to acting and writing and singing, and then from that back to doing more music. So I've been really fortunate.
Now, when you're doing the acting thing with Glee, in the back of your mind, were you like, man, I like this, but I want to do music. I want to have a music career.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where it's I moved out to LA to do acting, and the music is what helped that, and then it's vice versa. But it was one of those things to where if I'm by myself in a room, I'm going to be playing music. I'm probably not going to be acting in a room by myself, But
I mean, you could, but that might be a little weird.
Who knows? But music's one of those things where I just, it's I just grew up around it, so it's kind of just in my blood, and one of those things.
So you had a single that came out last year was Homeland. You toured. You did a tour with Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas. How did that come about?
I've known those guys since I've known Demi since before the Glee days, and been friends with her for a long time, and I've known Nick since I was probably 20 or something. So I've known him for a minute, and was friends with those guys, and we all have the same management company, and. I think Mike Posner was opening for him at the time, and he couldn't make I think 5 or 6 dates because he had some other stuff come up, and they asked if I would do it, and I'd be I was amazing, yeah, sure, why not? And, jumped on for a few days and had a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now you've been spending the past couple of years literally just songwriting, recording. Are we going to see an album or an EP or?
Yeah, so I've probably written over it feels like now 100 songs, just because I've been constantly just in the studio 5 days a week since we stopped shooting the show, and I just kind of was I wanted to make sure I put the time in and got the material right and made sure I really had something important to say, and I feel like we've got a full record ready to go, but I think they're going to go EP and then kind of one song after another. I don't really know the strategy of how people release music nowadays. I think it's
my question is how do you weed through 100 songs?
You just kind of go based off everybody's reaction, what people respond to the most, and then there's always the songs that you're a little closer to because the state you were in when you were writing them. But I think that music is I can always have those songs that I'm closer to, but the songs that other people respond to are kind of the ones I feel need to be put out there so people can connect with them.
Absolutely. So the song is called "Hold On."
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more along the lines of a ballad.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's about somebody, like it's about a relationship or what there was a relationship.
Yeah. So I had gone through a lot of I mean, you know, living in Los Angeles, you know, you date a lot of characters, and a lot of, you know, you have a lot of different experiences. So, you know, it's not necessarily one experience; it's multiple kind of experiences. And then I had right before I wrote the song, I had lost a friend to, you know, to drug addiction, and I kind of just merged those emotions and kind of what I was going through at the time when I wrote it, and that's kind of where the song came from.
Well, it's the interesting thing about the song. Now, you've got a friend, Nina Dobrev, from the Vampire Diaries, and I guess you had sent the song to her.
Yeah.
And something kind of cool came out of that then.
Yeah. So I just I like to send my friends, like when I'm putting out music, I like to send my friends music to kind of get
a vibe, right?
Kind of get input and see what, you know, people's thoughts are. And I mean, as a songwriter, you're close to, or as an artist, you're close to everything you do, or else you wouldn't do it. You know, I'm sure like there's paintings Picasso did that he loved that people were like, no, that's terrible, and then, you know, I mean, not comparing myself to Picasso, but I'm just saying, you know, it's like you never know. You're always too close to your work. So I like to get other people's opinions, and I just sent it to a few of my friends, and she loved it, and she sent it to one of her creators at Vampire Diaries when she was going to film the last episode, and she was like, hey, she called me a week later. She was like, hey, they really like the song. They want to put it in the last episode. I was like, sure, yeah, that'd be great. And then the next thing I knew, it was like the whole song was in like the end of the episode.
See, that's so cool because that's such great exposure too.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, I mean, she definitely. I definitely owe her like a huge friend card after that one. But no, yeah, it was really awesome. It just kind of happened out of. It was just kind of a coincidence that it happened. And it was really cool, and it's done. It's helped the song tremendously. So,
awesome. Well, we're gonna have you actually perform the song here in just a second. First, like, what are the plans for this summer? Are you doing any shows this summer? Are you gonna do more writing?
Right now, I mean, I'm always writing as much as possible. Right now, I'm on the road with Gavin James. We're doing like a little. I mean, we've done Toronto, Montreal, Boston yesterday, and I think we're doing Philly tomorrow. And we're kind of going around. Just then we do LA and New York, and I mean, we're going all over. And I think I finished that by the 1st of June, and then I started doing some more shows here and there, and kind of one-offs. And so we're promoting that, and then the remix actually for the song drops Friday.
Okay.
So we're deep into a remix of Hold On, and so that's kind of what I think we're going to be going to radio with.
Awesome. So now we're deep in the solo music career right now, but do you think like, and this may be a loaded question, I don't know, but do you think down the road at all that you're going to maybe kind of get back into doing any form of acting or anything?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. The music, it was just it's one of those things where it's like I wanted to put all of my time into it and make it as great as possible versus just halfway.
Right.
You know,
so we kind of half-assing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I didn't want to like half-ass it, and then it be something I'm not proud of. So after being on a show for like 5 or 6 years, you're like, okay, this is the time where I have to put this time in and get this right. And then after that, like, I'm down to be as creative as possible in any way, But I'm looking at projects, for acting and stuff once this box is checked.
See, but that's awesome though that you're actually taking the time to make sure that you got a good product that you're putting out there. You're not rushing it. I know that there's some artists who's, I got to get an album out. I got to get an album out, and they're just writing and trying to get stuff on an album. And like it shows that you really care about the music, man, and you want to make sure that you're putting the best possible product out there.
Yeah, and I think you only get one first look, and I think that you could easily be overlooked if what you're putting out's not great, and I would rather have something that I'm proud of than something that's just out there because I'm in a rush.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, listen, man, we're gonna have you perform the single "Hold On." Facebook people, we're sorry, but we got to kill your feed right now, because Facebook is gonna have a cow if we put the song over Facebook. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the acoustic version up at FM97.com, so you're going to be able to see it there. We'll put a link on Facebook as well, so you guys can check that out. But thanks so much for hanging out with us today and hanging out with Chord.
Thanks, Facebook.
And we'll chat with you guys soon, all right?